Hello. Are you happy to come and try some of these beers? In fact, we'll try all these that I've got here. We'll see what we think of them, and we'll also see what is the best sort of snack to go with that particular beer.
Yeah,
All
okay.
right.
I'll
If
try
we
them
could
all.
try that then. So we'll start with Banks's Amber Ale. That's a good local one for here. The brewery is in Wolverhampton, and as you know, that's only 10 miles down the road at the most. So first of all, I open this up. All these beers are nicely chilled. They've been kept in the fridge. So we only need to taste. So if you have that one,
Yeah.
and I'll have this one. So I've just put that top back on because we're not going to be drinking it all straight away. Now, if you want to have a taste, and tell me what your impression is of it. I know you're more a cider and lager drinker, aren't you? So
Occasionally.
trying the different beers is a good way to try and convert you.
It's sharp. It is fairly bitter. Yeah. Moderate to high bitterness. And it's a slight bit of amber.
And do you think that would quench your thirst?
I think I'd be looking for something a little bit less bitter, personally.
Right. What I want you to do now is just have a sample of each of these snacks. So first of all, you're trying the fish and chips flavour crisps. And thinking about the drink you've just had, which out of these would you say would go with it, and which you would say no chance?
That's a good combination because you've got the salt that offsets the bitterness a bit, so it's a good match. Spicy. These ones spicy.
So those are chili spicy.
I don't think the spice is a good match with that.
No.
This should, because this is
Salt and vinegar peanuts. Yeah.
So I think the crisps are better. Do you want me to try?
So that's a yes, but there's 2 ticks for it. Yeah, try everyone.
I'm a big fan of cheese crisps.
Well, these are cheddar cheese and chutney.
That's a good combo, but I think if there was less chutney or no chutney.
Yeah, so would you say it goes with the beer?
Slightly. Not as much as the Morrison's.
Which one was that? This one?
Dry
just
roast.
The dry roast.
Yeah, they're up there. I think dry roast go with most beers.
And now for cashew nuts.
Yeah, just a little bit on the bland side, I think, with that drink.
So I've put yes, they'd go with it, but they're bland. All right, I'm just going to have my try now. It's very bitter. although that's one of my favourites. It's still very bitter. Long taste. And it's almost creamy. Now for the snacks, and I'll try them in the same order that you had them. That's a very big yes for that. I would go down to the chip shop and have a bag of fish and chips, take them back, and I'd be happy to drink this beer with the fish and chips. That's the best way to describe that. Now for the chili peanuts. If I had a lot of them, I wouldn't be able to taste the beer. In this particular one, it's not. Yeah, it's
a bit
not,
overpowering. I think it's the chilli.
Yeah, it's too much flavour. Now the salt and vinegar peanuts. It's a perfect combination. You've got the salt, which will help you to drink more. So pubs love it when you have your nuts with your drinks. There's a lot of flavours, so you can taste them on their own properly, but they don't overpower the beer.
Is there any particular way you'd have this combination? Would you have beer first, then your snacks, or snacks then
Well, you
beer?
have them with.
But what do you go for first, would you
Well,
say?
everybody's different, and I'd go up and buy my drinks at the bar, and I would buy the snacks while I'm buying the drink. It depends how I'm feeling. I might drink half of my pint before I
Go for the
start
snack.
to go for the snack. On another occasion, I'm desperate for the snack, so I'll get them, then I'll eat the snack, and then I'll start the drink.
So there's no right or wrong, really.
No. Well, now it's this one I've got to try. It's not my go-to snack for with the beer, but it certainly wouldn't overpower the beer. But with the beer, there's not enough flavour to that.
But with pubs, can I just add, I wouldn't expect to find salt and vinegar type nuts or crisps other than Walkers.
They do actually. They sell them KP salt and vinegar.
Oh, the blue ones.
Yeah, it's the other flavours you're less likely to find.
Right.
So these crisps here you might not find,
No.
because they'll stick with plainer crisps. They want what they call the safe go-to. Right, so my next one to try is the dry roasted. Now these are something that with most of these beers I would have bought, but they don't necessarily go with it. It's just what they've got available in.
But they've always got them at the pub, haven't they?
Yeah.
And the plain ones as well. Plain KP peanuts.
Because the beer is almost creamy, these would be an excellent accompaniment because they've got a creamy aftertaste as well. And now for the cashews.
They're honey or just salted, roasted, salted?
They're just salted. But there isn't much flavour to that.
No.
I wouldn't pick that one.
No, they're a bit bland, aren't they?
Right, so out of them, the chili peanuts are the only ones that you wouldn't have with your beer. But I wouldn't have.
And those.
I'll put them as a tick. I'll cross it off then. With me, I wouldn't have the chili peanuts. I wouldn't have the cheddar and chutney crisps. And I wouldn't have the cashews.
Would you say this is number one then? Fish and chip
I would say
Pringles.
that's the best one, yeah.
Are we going for something a bit different with the beers, do you think?
We are. Now we're going for the Hobgoblin, which is a session IPA. This is impishly zesty with a citrus burst. I've tried to pick my choices of beers. I've tried to pick ones that are a little bit different to each other. So we've got IPA, we've got EPA, Pale Ale, and Brown Ale, and things like that. Plus, of course, the first one you tried, which was Amber Ale. And you'll notice with this one, it's a much lighter colour. It's a good idea. We put the one that we're doing as the showpiece. Right, are you ready to try?
Yeah.
The first thing I've noticed about that is how clear and sharp it looks.
It smells very sweet. I'm picking up the citrus.
They're advertised now with the Hobgoblins. They've changed the picture, but it's still ugly.
I remember when I used to buy these at Wetherspoons, over
Yeah.
15, 20 years ago. It's a sharp zest.
Yeah.
There's still an element of bitterness, but not as much as the Banksy's.
When you're ready, if you want to try the snacks.
Is there any particular snack you'd go for first, with it being slightly citrusy?
Not really.
I'm going to try the
But
cheddar.
you've still got some left, so you can try a couple of these.
That works better with the Hobgoblin, in my opinion.
So that was a yes.
Again, I think they'd go with anything. Let's try the chili and the beer.
This is unusual because you're going to use the beer to clear the palate.
They work better with that, in my opinion.
So they're actually a yes with them.
It must be the citrus. Resident Cat. I think they go, but I just don't like the flavour of those.
So
And the
you wouldn't
texture.
go for them.
No. I don't think that's a great match either. It's like you're tasting paint stripper now after having goblin with those.
Right. I was just going to say you haven't tried the cashews with it.
doesn't bring out the flavour of those at all. I think it dampens it. I think these three.
Right, so I put double tick for them. So it's the first 3 snacks that you tried.
Which was my gut feeling, to be honest, that they'd be.
Yeah. I'm
Especially
gonna
the
try it
cheddar.
now. It's a much stronger flavour than the Banksy's. You can definitely taste the citrus, and it comes through more when you leave it and it's absorbed in by the palate. It's definitely sweeter than the Banksy's. Now we'll try these. I'm going to, saves me writing them down. I'm just going to try them in exactly the same order that you tried them. I said the same order and I've gone for that before that. They definitely go with the beer.
They're Seabrook, aren't they?
Yeah. They would go with this, whereas I said that these wouldn't go with
The Banksy's.
the Banksy's.
I'll try this one now.
Yeah. And I'm inclined to agree with you. The citrus of the beer goes well with the chilies. Now it's the salt and vinegar. Now I would say that goes really well with
Would you?
this.
The salt element does, but I just think they're lacking in flavour.
Yeah, but the vinegar goes well with the citrus in the beer.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
But this is showing the difference between your palate and my palate. There's no right or wrong thing for this.
Although we are on the same lines for mastics.
In some cases, some people would prefer that to anything else. Now for the dry roasted. I don't think they go with that at all. They're too dry. You want dry to help you to drink more. So the idea of buying that is because you're struggling to finish your pint. Knock back a small packet of them and then you'll knock your pint back quickly. Last but not least, the cashews. Although the flavour comes out better on these, I'd be like you and say I'm not keen on that for with the beer. Let's move on then.
What's your next recommendation?
Let's try the Shipyard IPA. Shipyard, established Maine, USA. So this is an American beer. It is a pale ale. So this is the first pale ale we've tried. This is a good bottle opener because it doesn't bend the caps much.
Okay.
So this one is called Shipyard, and it's a session pale ale.
There's a sweet aroma to this. Where's it picking up? Honey nuts. Excuse me.
Anything else coming through on that?
It feels, it tastes more citrusy. There's a sharpness to it. Right, because that's quite citrusy. Let's go with the chilli first. I think that's a great combination again. I mean, citrus and spice seems to go hand in hand. Let's go in reverse order this time. I think it dulls the flavour of those. Not bad, middle of the road.
So it's one that you would have with the beer.
If my favourites were not in stock, let's go for the fish and chips. I just think it's the potato. It's just a perfect combination.
So that's definitely a yes.
It almost makes them taste, it sounds strange, a bit more meaty, even though they're fish and chips. It's like I've just eaten a pork scratching with those, and I don't dislike it. It's a good combination, but also I think it ruins the taste of those a little bit, the dry roasted.
So it's ruining the taste of the dry roasted, not the
I
taste
think-
of the beer.
No, I think the coating is lovely. When you bite into the peanut itself, I just think it ruins the peanut flavour.
Right. So I'll put that as a no.
It's that for me, what I like about those, because I'm not a chutney fan. It seemed to enhance the flavour of the cheddar and dull the chutney.
So that's a yes then.
Yeah.
Excellent. It'd be interesting to see if there's any of these that are good for all of the beers and any that are not good for any of the beers. It's not a sharp flavour, but it's, like you said there, it's very citrusy. Mild flavour. It's not a very strong alcohol either. So far, none of those we've tried have been strong in alcohol.
Yeah, 3.4, that one.
It's the same as the Hobgoblin.
That's 2.8.
The Banksy's is less than
Yeah.
this one.
3.4. So I'm just having a nice 3.4.
Yeah, so none of them are a
That's
high
as it goes.
alcohol flow, high alcohol content, but they've all got plenty of flavour, haven't they?
Yeah. They'll pack a punch so far. I'd say so far.
Right, so I'm going to just try the chili nuts against this flavour. This beer seems to kill the chili off a little bit,
I think so.
so it's not as much flavour, but it's still nice, it's enough.
I thought it enhanced it a little bit. Your palate must be more discerning than mine.
As I'm letting the flavour go through, I'm getting the chili flavour coming through more as it's settling down.
Yeah, the kick comes at the end.
It's definitely one I'd have with that beer. That actually tastes all right next to this.
I think so.
It's the first time it has done. Salt and vinegar nuts next. They go well with it. That's been answered by what I've said in the past.
They're just perfect, aren't they, so far? They're perfect.
Yeah.
I'm going to start doing my shopping at Morrison's now. I need to live well for less.
So far I'm saying every one of these goes well.
So I thought this was one of the better ones. Do you get more cheddar than chutney?
Yeah, I agree with you on that. In fact, that's the first beer where any snack will go well with it. Now we're on to beer number 4.
Just move that back.
We'll go on to the brown ale this time. This is one we haven't had before. You'll find this one's a lot darker than the others have been.
What would you be expecting, different taste-wise?
Well, it should be a creamier flavour.
It's much darker, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's almost like Guinness.
Well, it's nowhere near as dark as Guinness. It's probably the next step away from a stout though.
It's definitely creamy. Oh,
What's your thought? You may not like it, but you might love
no,
it.
it's soft, creamy.
I remember because we used to live, when I was growing up, we lived opposite a pub. And the pub had a section there that was an off licence. You didn't have the off-licence shops then, show me age, aren't I? And when they wanted a drink, they used to go over and they used to come back with bottles of this man's brown ale. So soft, creamy.
I think there's a bit of a clash there. Even though they're nice, the cheese and the creaminess seem to clash, so they're fighting each other. Dry roasted. I don't think that goes together at all. It's quite bland. Enhances the vinegar flavour for me.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah. Because when you're having salt and vinegar, sometimes you're picking up more salt than vinegar.
Yeah.
That's a great combo. I never thought we'd have such different. I thought it'd be similar. Shows what I know. That enhances the potatoey flavour for me.
So that's
And the fish at the end.
Yeah.
I'm picking up more fish as it goes.
Really good.
I've just got the cashew, haven't I?
Now you've got the chilli nuts as well.
No. The texture's nice, but there's no heat. Quintessential chilliness.
That would be the cream that's dead in that.
It'll be dampening it, isn't it? Initially, I'm getting the nice savouriness. It just peters out into nothingness. I'm sounding like an alcoholic, aren't I?
No, because it's the snacks really we're talking about, not the alcohol.
Oh, that one was great. I'm really getting the vinegar come through.
So you'd be very picky as to what you would choose as a snack with your beer in this particular case.
I still like this one as well, but it's just more potatoey and then more of the fish flavour, which I haven't really picked up till now.
Right, so I'll try it now. So it's quite a strong, creamy flavour. It's not got much aftertaste. That's a nice drink there. As I'm trying that now, it's very cheddary, whereas some of the other beers, it's been more chutney that's come through.
Yeah.
And I quite like that.
Yeah, same.
Now for the dry roasted. And although dry roasted is nice, it's not got much flavour apart from the dry roast on the outside. So
Yeah.
for me, the combination isn't good.
No.
Now salt and vinegar crisps. Why did I say crisps when I
I was
meant
going to
nuts?
correct you, but I thought,
The salt and vinegar comes through nicely on that.
it does, doesn't it?
That'd be
Yeah, they
really
were poured
good.
with the first couple of beers, I thought. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll try the fish and chips. To me, there's not much flavour in them. It might be because I need another beer, another swig.
You see whether the fishiness comes through after.
I'm just going to try that again now. Now, to me, there's not much of the flavour coming through. So that's a great snack on its own. It's great with some of the lighter beers. But I think the brown ale's a bit heavy
There
for
you
that.
go, yeah.
Now for the chili nuts. They are really nice with that beer. At least in my opinion they are.
I thought they were okay.
I actually think they complement this beer as well, the cashews. That's the only the second beer either of us have said, beer. Yeah, only the second lot of nuts that either one of us has said would go with a beer. Both times it's been me. Right, shall we move on?
Which one do you want?
We'll do this IPA.
To top the...
I think so, yeah.
You haven't finished your beer.
I'll finish it when I've opened this. It's what I've done every time so far. Actually, because we've got the brown ale, we'll switch the glasses.
Cool. So what's this one?
This one is Green King's IPA.
I'd say it's creamy and slightly zesty. That's certainly got a snap to it. Citrusy snap. Bitter and citrus.
Bitter and sharp then.
Sort of bronze coloured, isn't it?
Yeah. It's amazing how much difference there is in the colour of some of these beers.
Anything you'd recommend first? So we said with the bitter ones previously that it was the savoury crisps. So Oh my. Oh, the vinegar's back there. Salt and vinegar.
Yeah.
Really,
So is that a yes to that one?
it's really strong. It's perfect, aren't they? Chili.
But you will have noticed that all of the snacks that I've got here are all salty. Just a lot of them have got other flavours besides.
That's great.
The chili's
The
fantastic.
chili's
is
coming
it?
through nicely. Texture's good. Let's compare that to the dry roast. Again, they're just too weak. Right, salt and vinegar peanuts. It's going to sound strange. It enhances the vinegar and the salty sensation. It's almost like an egg taste to it.
So it's got a bit of an ammonia taste. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It'd put me off them. Initially nice, but it's the aftertaste.
So that's a no then.
I'm a big cheese crisp fan. That's my go-to, cheese and onion.
So that one's definitely a yes.
But not too. It's not too strong. Other
No.
beers have pushed the cheddar.
Yeah,
That's middle of the road for me.
excellent. So it's just your cashews to try now.
Not holding out much hope. There's just a nothingness there to that. It's like you're just eating for the sake of it.
You'd be eating that for the salt, but there isn't that much salt on it. You'd have to add salt to
And
it.
the cashew taste and the salt isn't really a good combination.
My turn to try it now. Creamy, zesty.
Yeah. More creamy than zesty, would you say?
No, I'm saying creamy zest. But there isn't much else to it. There's no sharpness to that. So it's a very mild drink. I think the problem with that is I'd go in, I'd have a pint of it, and I'd just knock it straight back. And that is a problem. I never ever get drunk, so I would be finishing my alcoholic drinks much earlier.
We'll have to do another whiskey video then if you never get drunk. I'll be pouring your samples.
Yeah, but you notice I don't drink enough. That would just be wasting it. Right, so fish and chips first. That tastes exactly like it should taste. I can taste the fish and the chips out of that easily.
And salt, the saltiness.
Now, but the fish is quite a strong flavour on that one.
So I thought that was the case with the previous beer.
Now for the chili nuts. They go with it as well.
Yeah.
They go quite well with that beer. It's not necessarily my go-to snack, but if I hadn't got what I really wanted, I'd go for that.
It wouldn't be your first choice though, would it?
No. Now the salt and vinegar peanuts. What if I turned around to you now and said I'm allergic to peanuts? You'd be calling the ambulance straight away.
I'd say you're a damn fool for eating them in the first place.
That's sort of lost its flavour against everything else. I could eat them, but I think I'd prefer a ready salted or just plain salted nuts to the salt.
So I think that the sweet and the salt just work well together.
Yeah.
But obviously everyone's different.
Now for the cheddar and chutney. They go. I think crisps nearly always go anyway.
It's making a comeback, isn't it, I think?
Yeah. And now for the cashews. They're a definite no-go.
It's nothingness. I like the bottle on this. I've never seen this before. This is 3.4% crafted ale. Well balanced, easy drinking ale. Rich malt and biscuit nuts. Complement subtle fruit and toffee flavours.
It's good to get them from different parts of the country.
Not sure how I feel about this one with the words toffee and fruit.
But actually, if you read a lot of these, they've got them words mentioned in them.
Is that enough?
Yeah. It's only a taste. And we'll finish them later when we're no longer on the video.
Oh my goodness.
Got your taste.
So I'm getting the malt to smell, but it feels like it's been watered down. It's too watery. So it's bitter, malt, but it doesn't have the richness of flavour.
Lacks a richness.
It just feels watered down, like it's bad beer on draft. God, I'd have picked that in a million years. Right. Let's go for one that hasn't worked in anything.
And yet that's the one that you'd have looked at favourably because of the label.
Wow. That's slightly better
So you'd pick that with it.
initially, but it's gone bland again. Sweet, but they're too varnishy.
So down.
If I was desperate, let's see, cheddar and chutney go with that. Beautiful rich cheddar taste there. Not too strong, not too weak. It's like middle to high. Not much chutney coming through, which I like.
Yes.
It makes them taste even sweeter. Which I'm a
The
fan
thing
of.
is as well, this is a Cornish beer, which is coastal, and fish and chips are coastal.
I'm picking everything up there. Potato with salt, vinegar, and then
Excellent.
the fish at the end. I don't know how to describe that taste. Initially you get the vinegar. Previously I felt it had like an egg taste.
But that soon disappeared, didn't it?
Something else there. Slightly eggy. I know it's weird to say, but
So would you choose that as a...
if I was desperate, it'd be the crisps again.
So it's a no then.
So I think pubs would do well to stock these Seabrooks rather than nuts. 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps.
Yeah. You haven't tried the chili nuts
Have I not?
yet.
Yeah, you get the chilli straight away. Fades quickly. I'm not getting much of a kick this time. Nice, fairly nice.
So yes.
Very pleasant.
So with that beer, you wouldn't have the dry roasted nuts and you wouldn't have the salt and vinegar nuts.
Oh, I've got to try cashew.
You've had them, you
Have
tried
I?
them first.
Let's go with your taking notes.
And you actually said you'd go for it. Which is not a bad thing.
I haven't even had a pint.
Right, so cashews first.
What do you think about the beer?
A little bit creamy, but not a lot of flavour.
No. Does it feel watered down?
Yeah. It's almost like drinking water.
It's like someone's got half a pint of water and shoved it in as well, into a pint glass. Oh well, bottoms up.
I wouldn't have the cashews with that. I think that's nice with it. I'm getting a lot of flavour off the dry roasted. I haven't with many of the other beers. I'm getting a good combination of the cheddar and the chutney on that one. Which is what you'd pick that crisps for. So I'd say yes with that, definitely. That's nice. That's coming out exactly what it should be. Fish and chips.
It's got everything, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And the vinegar.
And it's been salt and vinegared. Now the salt and vinegar nuts. I can taste the salt and vinegar, but it's not as strong a flavour as normal.
What aftertaste do you pick up with those? You have to put your finger on it.
It's creamy, but it doesn't take long for the salt and vinegar to disappear,
No.
but then you've got the creamy flavour.
Yeah, it doesn't last long enough, does it?
It's still a snack I would have with the beer. Last but not least, the chili nuts. That's definitely a compliment to this beer.
Yeah, I'd say so. And it needs it. It needs all the help it can get. Sorry to the people at St Austell Brewery.
Right, so having gone through all of that, would you say you've got a favourite of them beers?
I like the second one, which was the
Shipyard.
Shipyard was quite nice. No, sorry, I think Hobgoblin was second. I think Shipyard was third or fourth.
Let's find it. Let's double check. Yeah, Hobgoblin was second. So it's the Hobgoblin you liked best.
No, the Shipyard. I thought the brown ale was surprisingly nice. And then I'd probably say the Banksy's.
So Shipyard.
Mans.
And then Banksy's.
And then I'd probably say the Banksy's Amber. The Hobgoblin. The IPA. Green King. Is that the same as the pub chain? I assume it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then obviously Cornish best, Cornish worst last. What do you think?
I would say Banksy's first. Then the Man. Then the Hobgoblin. Then Shipyard. The IPA would be fifth and the Cornish sixth.
So we're similar with the end, aren't we? I think.
Yeah.
It's just our favourites that's slightly different.
We know which ones we don't want.
What about snacks?
What's your favourite snacks?
I think it's definitely the crisps.
Both lots.
I think fish and chips first. Cheddar and chutney. I'd probably put the chili peanuts third. KP salt and vinegar. Dry roasted, and then the cashews.
Well, definitely cashews are number 6 for me.
You got to say this one, haven't you? Come on.
Well, they are my favourites. It's them. Then I think that's going to be number 3. Because I think the chili nuts are number 2.
Really?
Then those at number 3. Salt and vinegar are 4 and the dry roasted are 5. So the last 3 we've got the same order.
Pretty much, aren't we?
It's literally
And the start.
it's
just one that's swapped.
Just the cheddar and the chilies that are.
Second and third.
Yeah.
Third, second.
It just shows, doesn't it, that you wouldn't believe there'd be so much difference in the flavour of a snack
No.
just by what beer you're drinking.
Can we do wine and cheese next time?
I'm sure we can.
Right. Thanks for
Right.
having me then.
It's a pleasure.
Lovely.
So we'll drink these in a bit.